Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you my current Motovlog setup and the settings that I prefer for recording my videos. So without wasting time, let's dive into it. The Motovlog setup that I'm currently using includes a helmet that is from Exor Apex, second an action camera that is DJI Osmo Action 3, a J mount and ND filters. To mount the camera on the helmet, I'm using a Blue Armor chin mount. I got this one for 399 rupee. Compared to the one which can be mounted using those straps, I won't recommend that. You will get those for around the same price, almost 200 rupee. But I would suggest you to invest on this one as this is much more secure. You will also need a J mount. This will go inside something like this magnetic mount. Put this on and that will make it much more secure. Now based on your sitting posture, you can adjust this angle and accordingly you can tighten this mounting screw. Here is another J mount that I'm having. Let us talk about the video settings that I usually prefer for my motovlogs. First of all, the resolution. I usually prefer a resolution of 1080 pixels at 30 frames per second or sometimes 50 frames per second. When you do so, you also need to follow a 180 rule, that is, in the exposure, you have to keep your shutter speed twice the value of whatever frames that you have selected. In case I am selecting a 30 frames per second, I'll be keeping my shutter speed to 1 by 60. In case if I keep my frames per second to 50 frames, in that case my shutter speed would be 1 by 100. This settings is usually preferred in order to get a decent motion blur. Similarly, on the ISO side, you have to keep your ISO based upon the weather condition. If it is very bright, I would recommend an ISO between 100 to 200. If it is in between cloudy and sunny, 100 to 400 would do. If it is very cloudy, change the ISO between 100 to 800. And if it is very dark, in that case, I would keep my ISO between 100 to 600 or sometimes even 30 to 100. Most of my early morning rides, I keep my ISO between 100 to 1600. Now there is another problem. Whenever you set your ISO to manual, there is another problem, and that is overexposure, and that is when this comes handy. Now this is an ND filter. The one that I'm holding is ND16. It comes in a pack of 4. You get ND8, ND32, ND16 and a CPL. I bought this from Amazon. If you want to know more about this, just drop me the question in the comment section and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Now that we have already discussed about the setup, the video settings, let's dive right into the audio part. To record the audio, I'm actually using a headphone from Boat company. I have routed the wires of that headphone inside the helmet padding. I'm not really sure if it is visible. This is the mic part, which I have wrapped using a cloth in order to dampen the wind noise, and it is working well enough. I'm soon going to be upgrading this to a wireless setup, but that's a topic of a different video. However, this works really well, and you can check out my other videos where I have used the same setup and recorded my trips. So yeah, that was all about it. If you want to know any more details about any of this setup, the prices, or if you want the links of any of these products, just let me know in the comment section and I'll provide you all those links. If you have any suggestions for me, again, you can drop the same in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, ride safe and ride responsibly. Peace.